So here's some stuff that I noticed while watching the Starfield Direct. First, in an interview, Todd Howard confirmed that on Xbox, Starfield will be locked at 30 frames per second. This was disappointing. Now, I usually play games in performance mode. 30 FPS isn't bad, but as someone that was looking to stream the game, it's gonna make my stream look terrible. My stream is gonna be 30 FPS at 1080, while most other people are gonna stream in 4K at 60 on higher end PCs. So, subscribe. Now, I understand why they're doing this. They want their game to perform a certain way, and locking the FPS will make the game more consistent. I just wish, as a console player, that an option was provided. So with that out of the way, let's get into the actual Direct. First, they show off the global illumination and new animation system. As someone that hated the animations of Fallout 4, the new animations look amazing in comparison, and the global illumination is actually quite impressive. I actually really liked the lighting of Fallout 4, and this looks hands down improved. Next, you can see the scanner, and what makes the scanner unique is all of the different options. You can see your survey percentage, your fauna, your flora, your resources, any points of interest. Also, your photo mode and your map are all in your kind of survey filter. What's really cool is I assume you can use this even on a normal, civilized planet. Even in a city, show you shops or points of interest you can visit. Next, the game shows us more combat. Now, as someone who wasn't blown away by Starfield's combat, I can admit that the gunplay looks good. It looks like a good first-person shooter, but I always felt that the combat was missing something. Sure, there's jetpacks and all your staples of a first-person shooter like grenades and rocket launchers, but I wanted that extra wrinkle. I wanted a rage system, space magic, and it looks like they're delivering it. Did I call it? Yes, I did. One thing I did notice though about the shooting is that it seems like enemies react to your gunshots. Shooting them in the arm or staggering them actually pushes an enemy back and will stop them from shooting you, which is a nice realistic touch. After combat, they show off some items, including Boom Pop Cola. Does it have the same ring as Nuka-Cola? No, but maybe it still has the same delicious flavor. Next, we finally get a look at the data menu. I have to admit, I like the clean look of the data. Your weapons, your skill trees, your level. In the top left, you can see your planet, and in the bottom left, you can see your ship's class, and how many crew and hull percentage. Really cool, really clean, I like it. Then if you look closely, you can see they reveal a little bit of statistics about your firearms and equipment. So guns have, I guess, the class of weapon, what damage type and its damage number, ammo, magazine, fire rate, range, accuracy, the weight of the weapon, the value, and a mod number. It's confirmed that guns will have multiple damage types, so of course armors will have multiple damage resistances as well. Next we get a look at the spacesuits. And if you look, spacesuits have 3 different damage resistances: physical, energy, and electromagnetic, along with smaller resistances such as thermal, airborne, corrosive, and radiation. What those entail, I have no clue, but I'm excited to find out. You also have the option to hide your helmet in settlements, which is a great touch because I like showing off how fuck ugly I am. We also get a sneak peek of some healing items such as food and synthetic steak, which sounds absolutely delicious. After exploring, the player character re-enters their ship, and you see a prompt that says board or cockpit. So this makes me think that your ship will be an interior cell that requires a loading screen. Then we get to planet scanning, and if you look closely, there's something that intrigues me. Sure, there's all kinds of different stats a planet could have, such as flora, water, type, gravity, but the thing that intrigues me is the traits. On this rock, or moon, you can see that the traits are 0 out of 2. Is that talking about the traits of the player character or unique traits that this moon might have? As you can see, each solar system will have a level, This will indicate to you whether you need to level up some before coming here. You can also see that systems will have a system route. This is a way that the game can block certain higher level systems from the player by making you explore smaller, low level systems first. Next, they show off New Atlantis, and what has me excited is this is supposedly their biggest city they've ever created. Now, I love the cities in Bethesda games. I love buying a house and interacting with the locals and seeing what missions or quests I can find there. So if this is their biggest city ever, I just can't wait to explore it. They also take time to show off some of the characters from Constellation, including Sarah Morgan. You can really tell the work that they've done on this game because in the last trailer she had some crazy eyes, but those have since been fixed, and I'm happy for her. Out of all of the places that they've shown, the city that I'm most excited for is Neon, because they describe it as a pleasure city. And boy do I like pleasure. I'm hoping that I can do mass amount of drugs and find a bunch of alien prostitutes. Or at least prostitutes that'll dress up as an alien. They also make mention of space cowboys and bounty hunting. Yeah, I think I know what I'm role-playing as. Then they show off character creation, which looks super in-depth. From the way that you can edit your appearance, to your background, to your traits, it looks like no two characters will be the same. We also get a quick look at the Persuasion minigame. As you can tell, a small bar in the bottom left fills up. What this entails, I have no idea. If it's similar to the Oblivion system, it might actually be pretty cool. Next, they show off all the massive amount of skills that you can have in this game. What I am curious about though, if there is a level cap. I personally like a level cap, so no two characters are the same and we don't end up getting the same perks if we just play for so long. But I'm curious if this game will have one. Most likely it won't. So theoretically, if you play long enough, every skill can be yours. Next, they show off the ships, and this system is absolutely insane with just how in-depth it is. Ships have so many stats, from jump, shield, crew size, cargo capacity, fuel, haul. It's absolutely insane. What I find the coolest part though is you can have multiple ships and can cycle between them. You can also sell them, which is really cool for a pirate playthrough. Steal somebody's ship, sell it, make some dough. You also have the ability to buy a complete ship, just in case you don't want to fool around with the shipbuilding mechanic. Just buy a great ship, fly that. Next, we can see your companions and crew all have unique skills. These skills also have a rank. This will indicate where you need to assign them, or if they're combat available. For example, one of these random crew members has a shotgun skill. It's a safe assumption that this person can go ham with you on an alien planet. Also, banging your companions, officially confirmed. However, tripod or throuple relationships have yet to be confirmed. Hopefully we'll be able to take multiple companions and crew with us on missions, because I would love to watch them die in front of my eyes. That's roleplay. Next, we go into ship and power allocation. What I've noticed about the system is it seems like you can do it on the fly. So if you're in the middle of a dogfight and yet feel slow, you can allocate more power into your engines to gain speed. This means you can adapt your ship to fit any scenario that you're in and do it in real time. They also show off how you can target individual parts of an opponent's ship. Maybe you can knock out their lasers so they can't shoot back, or target their grav drive so they can't run away. They also show off how Starfield is a GTA in space simulation, how you can dock on an enemy ship and then literally hijack it. Then it becomes your ship forever, or until you sell it. They also show off Star Yards and this guy who clearly regrets every decision he's ever made in his entire life. You can also dock with this group known as the Berets. Seriously, why the fuck is everyone wearing a fucking beret? Next, they show off some more combat and the procedurally generated planets. However, in the gameplay, you can see that there are legendary items. You can also see that the legendary items have stars, which I think indicate how many legendary effects it'll have. For example, you can see this legendary item has 3 stars and it has 3 legendary effects. So, legendary effects seem to be 1, 2, and 3 stars. This should make exploring feel even better because you never know when you're going to stumble across a legendary item. Next, they talk about how creatures and plants can be used to produce resources in an outpost. So, is it Pokemon? I hope so. Getting back to the creatures, each one of these look wild and really alien. It looks like they gave small children LSD, and I love that. Then we get into Outpost building. I think the only thing that the Outpost system is missing is Preston Garvey. That's a joke. When setting up an outpost, if you look in the top left, you can see what resources are available to harvest. So if you need a certain resource, find a planet, build an outpost there. You can also assign your crew and your companions to these outposts. So if there's 1,000 different locations and each one can have an outpost, it sounds like you're going to be building an army. Let's just hope we can give them all berets. One thing I hope they improve though is your settlers' pathing. It was normal in Fallout 4 to look up and see Mama Murphy on top of a roof, so hopefully in Starfield they have that fixed. If you look closely, you can also see your outpost can have multiple ship pads, so you can show off your beautiful designs, such as your dick rocket. Next, we go into crafting. If you look closely, you can see crafting specs require research to be done. Guns look like they have a lot of customization, from suppressors to laser sights to changing the ammo type. I'm just hoping that the game features a lot of guns. Fallout 4 really let me down with its gun variety, so I'm hoping Starfield has lots and lots of guns. You can see that guns even have a rarity. Is this tied to unique guns, like one-of-a-kind guns? Only time will tell. We also get our first look at electromagnetic guns, which is a unique damage type. So you're no longer having to do ballistic or energy, now you have a third choice. Lastly, the one thing that disappointed me was the sword. Where is my lightsaber? Overall, I walked away from this direct extremely impressed and incredibly optimistic. If Bethesda can pull this game off, it will surely be one of the best games of the generation. If you like the content, try subscribing, and down in the comment section, tell me how you feel about Starfield after watching the direct. Are you a Sony stroker that hates everything Microsoft? Or are you extremely excited about the game? Have a good one.